Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Tracy and tonight I've got a fun thing. We are doing a card class which using the Gnome for the Holidays stamp set from the mini catalogue, the holiday catalogue. So as you pop on, please pop on and say hello. If you're new here, say that you're new and let me know where you're watching from. And I'll have this over on my YouTube channel tomorrow as well, so you can catch it there as well. Hi Sandy, hi Jeanette, welcome. So nice to have you. Hi Marion. Alright, so I didn't have any comments up there for a minute, so that was exciting. How's everyone's week? I'm so excited to be bringing this class to you. The Gnome for the Holidays stamp set is one that as soon as I saw the holiday catalogue, I knew I had to have it. It was really cute. There is 3 little gnomes, 2 little men and 1 little female gnome, and also the little house for the gnomes, and some really nice sentiments in this set as well. So it is, let me just grab the catalogue. I feel I'm a little all over the shop tonight. I had a last minute dash for a whole heap of customers in the shop before I shut, so I am a little bit late as well, so sorry about that. Okay, so if you haven't got the catalogue, this is the holiday mini catalogue, and let me find exactly where it's at. Is everyone all ready for Christmas? I've got some things done. I've been able to send all my presents overseas, so that's really good, to all my friends overseas. So I've gotten them all done. I've just got to now do everyone that's in Australia. It's always a mad dash. So page 23 is where the stamp set comes from. Yeah, it's this one here. So really cute, and there's some really nice samples in this catalogue for this one as well. Now, let me know, do you have this stamp set already? It's actually a really good price point as well, which is always nice. What is it? $33. So it's a standalone stamp set. There's no dies or punches or anything with it, but really good. Jeanette's been trying to get some cards done. Hi Becky. Sandy's getting there, excellent. Yes, used it plenty of times. Excellent. And Sandy doesn't have it. That's okay. Maybe I'll change your mind. You never know. The good thing about this is I know it's really themed at Christmas, but you could change the hats a little bit, mask off the mistletoe, the tree on the top of the little girl, and the snowflakes, and maybe make it, you know, a birthday card or something like that as well. So we're making 3 quick cards. They're not too bad. The main thing that you would need if you were doing this as a card class through me, and this is how I actually designed it, it was to do as a card class to send out in the mail. So I've really tried to keep a lot of it to minimal supplies that you would need. So everything would have came embossed, die cut, everything's ready to go. All your ribbons and twine is already in the kit, as well as your embellishments. The one ink pad that you would need would be Memento, because we are colouring with the stamping blends, which is another thing that you would need. You could use stamping blends, colouring in pencils, watercolour pencils, markers, any sort of textures or anything like that. You could use all those as well, but we're using stamping blends for these cards that we're creating tonight. Let me grab them really quickly. So I've actually got quite a few different colours. We've got Petal Pink, Crumb Cake, Shaded Spruce, Daffodil Delight, Smoky Slate and Cherry Cobbler, but really Christmassy sort of feel of colours. Jeanette doesn't have it yet either. We'll wait and see. Okay, so let's pop the camera down. I'm not sure how many people are going to pop in tonight, but it doesn't really matter too much because we can do the replay later on if they want to. So I'm going to pop my other light on as well. That looks really wonky, but we'll see how we go. Okay, let me bring the stamp set in. I've got to change that camera angle as well. Sorry, everyone. There we go. Let me show you the cards that I'm going to create tonight. So I have a really quite simple one here. And so the main colours we're using are cherry cobbler and shaded spruce for the blue and greens. The greens and reds, I really love traditional colours, so I like to stick with those traditional colours. I'm just going to pop my kit to the side. Let's bring in another card. So this is the second one, using that gorgeous little tree house. And then we have the third one, which is this one here, with the 3 little characters. Super, super cute. And what else do I want to say about this one? So I have a bit of a PDF that has all the dimensions for the card kits as well, and I'll load this up with the YouTube video tomorrow. So if you would like to recreate any of these cards, you can. Excellent. Oh, thanks, Sandy. Yes, they're so cute. I'm really happy with them. So we're going to create this one first, and I'm not sure how long tonight will go for. We'll just wait and see how we go. I'm going to grab my stamps out. So I'm also going to be live tomorrow night for my normal live. So that's going to be good. Now, if you're interested in doing card classes by the mail with me, please make sure that you sign up over my blog to my newsletter, because that's where you're going to get all the information as I have it. I'll send out an email with all the information. These cling stamps stickers work so well. Everything's just really stuck down hard. So I'm just going to get all these little stamps out and pop them on blocks. I probably should have done that before, but it took me so long to clean up my craft room. I did it in between working tonight or today, and yeah, I was quite busy in the shop as well, so it took a little bit longer than I expected. But I tell you what, there was so much mess. It was a little embarrassing, but if you follow me on social media, you've probably seen the disgusting state of my desk and my craft room, but it's nice and clean now, which is always really nice to have it clean and tidy. Don't think that's quite big enough, that block, but it'll be fine for tonight. So the other thing you can do while I just sit here and chat while I'm doing this is, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would so appreciate you subscribing. I'm on a bit of a mission or goal for the end of the year to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm up to 733, I think. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get there, but that's okay. I'll keep working towards that goal. But yeah, if you know anyone who likes to watch craft videos, especially Stampin' Up videos, let them know. That'd be great. The other thing too is, if you're watching and you enjoy this at the end of the night, if you would share the video, that'd be fantastic as well. So we have this one here, and I've got the kit ready to go. So the designer series paper in this kit is actually, I've got Flowers for Every Season, as well as 'Tis the Night. No? Ooh. Hang on, let me see if I've written it down here. You know when you're looking for something and you just can't see it straight up? actually working with this set tomorrow, so this one here. And if you know what it is, please let me know. There it is. 'Tis the season. Is that what I said, or 'tis the night? I don't know. 'Tis the season. So it's a thick Whisper White card base. I did an amazing job cleaning up. Thank you. It was pretty bad. I'm just going to grab my bone folder. So we have an opening this way. I'm going to attach my Designer Series paper and just go up a little bit so you can see a little bit easier. Let me know if that's okay. Close enough, yeah. It's hard to remember all the names of everything. And especially when the catalogues seem to just come out and then they go again. So I'm just going to add some liquid adhesive to the ends here. Actually, before I do that, let's quickly stamp that Holly Jolly everything. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to overlay over the top. So I've got my brand new Memento ink pad. Not sure what happened to my last one. I've re-inked it a few times, but yeah, it just doesn't seem correct. So with this one I did stamp and then do second generation stamping. I don't know whether I really like it, so for this one I'm doing full strength all the way down. Adding my little strip down here. Gives us a nice little bit of wiggle room with the liquid adhesive. Hi Sylvia. So today I asked what everyone's favourite adhesives were, what your go-to adhesive was, which is really interesting. I will admit I haven't gotten to the whole the snail yet. Stamp and seal. So I have to get in and play with that a little bit more. So we have our little sentiment here with our punched piece, and this one's going to say a little Christmas wish. So I'm going to try and line that up in the middle. And then we're going to stamp our little gnome here. Let's make sure I pick the right one up. And the one we're using for this card is the mistletoe one. Okay, so we have one of the shaded spruce stitched circles from the stitched shape. That's going to be coming down on, so I can not popping this one up at all. Oops. Of course I have to get glue everywhere. That's the only problem with me and the Tombro, is I always seem to get glue on my hands and everything is sticky from then on. So for our colouring with this little elf, I'm using Cherry Cobbler and the Shaded Spruce. So let's just quickly colour them in. And I'm going to use the dark Cherry Cobbler. Oh. So I have to use this side. I need to get a new Cherry Cobbler. I broke the other side last time I was using it. This gets a lot of use though. I'm going to try and be as careful as I can because I'm using the brush tip end. So the Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based markers, and they have two ends, one fine tip and one with the bullet end. And you really need to make sure that you use Memento Tuxedo black ink. to do your colouring. Otherwise, it just bleeds in with the inks. Now you could use any colour, real red. I've gone with shaded spruce because I've used the shaded spruce from the Designer Series paper. I'm also going to do the middle of that bauble. And just that ribbon as well. So quick colouring, I'm not spending a lot of time colouring. I'm going to use the dark as well in shaded spruce. Marion says her problem was getting nail sticky all over the place in my fingers. I actually didn't use snail very often. I think I've still got the very first one that I purchased, and I found that nothing really stuck to it properly. For me, I was a bit worried about sending cards and them falling apart. But yeah. Okay, so we're going to bring in the petal pink just to do his little nose. And I'm using the basic grey, sorry, smoky slate for his beard. Now you could use any colour that you had in your stash as well, whatever works. So I've gone very simply with colouring in, not too much detail there. Now I'm going to bring in my stamp again, and I just want to stamp just the very bauble, and we're going to colour him in, and that way we're going to pop up that bauble. There we go. So just the middle of the bauble with cherry cobbler, and then coming in with the shaded spruce. So there is no die set or punch with this set. It is all fussy cutting, but they're pretty easy images to cut out. So let's get moving with those now. So what's everyone been up to today? Have you done anything exciting? It's been a little bit warm here in central Victoria today, but I think tomorrow is, they're expecting 38, which is crazy and too fast. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow at all. My brain doesn't function in heat, so my live tomorrow, if it's that hot tomorrow, could be a little fun. I just find the heat really zaps my energy, whereas my husband's completely opposite. He finds the winter he gets zapped of energy, but come summertime he's ready to go. So it can be a little tricky around the mistletoe here. So for the ladies in Bendigo, did you get a big storm the other night? Just trying to think, was it Monday night? Or Tuesday, or Sunday night? I can't think now. Too hot for me, I agree, Jeanette. Love the summer, hate the humidity. Luckily we only get a few days of really humid weather here normally, here in Victoria. Although I'd prefer none at all, because you really can't, it's very hard to get cool in humidity, and we have evaporative cooling, so they just don't work when it's really humid. You didn't get any storms. Lucky. We had like huge winds, and we've got like a outdoor patio room, a built-in room, and they've got big screen windows, and one of them blew out. My husband fixed it the other night, so, which is good because it actually keeps all the bugs and mosquitoes and flies out, which is what we really need. So I'm going to pop these up with some dimensionals. You really notice it when they pop out and we have a lot of insects and flies coming in the house because of our dog Riley. She can't fit in the dog door, so you have to leave the back door open, which is fine normally, into the screen room. She's got like a big dog flap, but when one of the big windows is popped out in storms, they just come straight through. Becky said she stayed home and I'm crazy going to Bendigo tomorrow. Last Christmas shopping. Good luck. But yeah, that's crazy, Becky, trying to go in shopping tomorrow. Although it could be good because you'll be using their air conditioning. There's nothing wrong with that either. Although I'd say everyone will be in trying to get cool as well. Sandy got 25 mil. I don't think we got any substantial rain out of it. It was all wind. Hi, Sally. Yeah, so let's pop this one down. We're going to use a mini dimensional for that little bauble. So we've popped him up a couple of times there. And then for our sentiment, I'm going to pop a dimensional down on the left-hand side. And another one just a little bit over. But we're going to pop some liquid adhesive on the right-hand side. Oh, that's all right, Fiona. You can catch the replay. Not a problem. Enjoy your work night. Hopefully it's nice and quiet for you. So we're just going to stick that down there. And then I've got 3 little rhinestones that I've pre-coloured with our stamping blends as well. So cherry cobbler and shaded spruce. And there's the first card. So really quite easy cards. Let's move on to the next one. So I think the next one we're going to do that little gnome house. This one here. I have a kit. This is also using a thick Whisper White cardstock. I've got a little bit of glue here, so let me just try and get rid of some of that so it doesn't pick everything up as I stick everything down. These are amazing if you've got one. If you use a lot of Tombow, these are really, really important to have in your caddy. So I'm just going to fold and score that Whisper White thick card base. Once again, we've got more of that 'Tis the Season Designer Series paper, and a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. So we're going to pop these two together just with some liquid glue. Very simple. We have 2 of the layering circle dies already pre-cut in the Whisper White Thick as well. So these 2 here, we're going to pop them together and we're going to stamp that house. So let's line them up. This to the side. Let's ink up the little gnome house. You haven't used the DSP yet, Jeanette. We're using it again tomorrow night on the live, so maybe that'll give you a little bit of inspiration as well. Stamp that one down. And we're using some sequins from the Snowflake Sequins set, and I've got them all sitting just here. But I can get that out of the drawer if you would like to see the sequins as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of colouring with the crumb cake. Just make sure my ivory's to the side. Now for my dark, I'm going to colour in all these little pebbles that are out the front of the house. We're also going to go in where some of these wood knots are. So if you were at home making this, would you use stamping blends or colouring in pencils? What would you be using? I love the look of the red door. And I always sort of think that magical houses have red doors. I'm just going to be careful around the blades of grass. We'll use some shaded spruce for that. When I think of this set, I also think of, now Marion, you're on, you used to have a book when we were kids with gnomes in it. What was that book called? This set reminds me of that book, that's all. I've used watercolour pencils and also blender pens. Yes, you could use blender pens, absolutely. You could use markers as well, to stamp and write markers. So you've got quite a few different options to recreate this card. Okay. I'm going to use the light shaded spruce for the grass as well as the leaves up top. And as you can see, we've stamped on both the outside layer and the inside layer of these die cuts. I'm going to do our little lights here as well. Okay. Gnomes and fairies, is that what it was called? I'm going to use the light cherry cobbler for the door and these little lights as well. I've just missed that knot just there. Let's do that. I remember that book had some real scary pictures in there as well. Some of the gnomes didn't look so friendly. So coming back in with the light, sorry, the dark, I'm going to just do the side. And so we're doing all the shadows effectively. There we go. Magic faraway tree, yes. Is that Eden Blyton? Did you do that one? Or am I thinking of something else? So I'm just going to colour the ground in. So there's no grass except just around the house. But you could definitely keep this green if you wanted. Just have a few little pebbles in the grass. It is excellent. Okay, now we just have our sentiment here that we're going to ink up with the memento, and the sentiment says there's no place like Gnome for the Christmas season. I'm going to Benner cut that one as well. So let's move that to the side, let it dry quickly while we pop the card together. So we're gluing the Cherry Cobbler and Designer Series paper down. Whoop. I'm going to pop up the centerpiece with some dimensionals. And we really need to pop this one first down. That way the larger circle, which will be glued down with our mono liquid adhesive, but we need it to be straight. So it's always easier to pop this one down first. And there we go. Put a little bit of that liquid adhesive around. And then we can line it up as we pop it down. And that looks really good. You can see that dimension there. I'll bring that up so you can see. So it really stands out. Okay, so we're going to Benner cut our sentiment. Now everyone knows what the snowflake sequins all look like. If you don't, let me know, because there's actually quite a few different sizes of snowflakes, but there's also little circles and stars and all that sort of stuff in there as well. So it's a really good sequin set. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals across, so 3 should do. And to glue these sequins down, I'm going to use my liquid adhesive again. You could also use fine tip glue, but I really have found the Tombow glue works just as well. So they were all sitting here. Let me see if I can find them all. So there's 3 snowflakes, 1 star, and I do have little circle one here somewhere as well. I'll see if it turns up. And I'm going to use my Take My Pick tool. Hi Deirdre. This tool is fantastic to pick up all sorts of different things, but die cuts, you can pick up sequins, rhinestones. Very handy little tool, and there's lots of different attachments as well. Okay, so I'll stick that one down here. And I can't see the other one, so I'm going to get that sequence out. So these are how they come. So the silver and pearlescent and white. So really, really nice colours. Good for shaker cards too. Look at that shimmer. So I have that little circle silver piece, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue up the top here and pop that one down. And there's the second card. Down near the 6. Can you see it? The 6. No, I think that's just a little bit of dirt, Marion, but thank you. Yeah, so that's those ones. Hi Renee, welcome. So that's the second of the third card. So let me show you the third one. So it's this one here. And I have, once again, this is thick white cardstock. Just going to fold and score. The coordinating colours are cherry cobbler, crumb cake. And we're using a couple of ribbons and twines as well. Okay. And die cuts. So let me stick my little sequins there so we don't lose them. I'll put them near the 6, Marion. So we have cherry cobbler here, which I've already pre-punched out the label. So that one there. I've also ran this one through the snowflakes embossing folder. The crumb cake piece has been run through the snowflake embossing folder. I love this one. This is a really beautiful embossing folder. And they're just going to line up over the top. So let's glue them down first. And they're going to be popped up onto our card base. So I think every time there's a snowflake embossing embossing folder, I always purchase it. I really love snowflakes. Probably because I don't live near the snow. I'm going to pop this one up as well. Actually, before we pop that up, because we are going to pop the linen thread around it. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. We have 3 of our stitched shape in the squares. These are the smallest of those squares in thick whisper white. And we're going to do our stamping of our 3 little gnomes. So let's bring them in. Now obviously they are stamped off. They're not fully stamped to fit. Excuse me. But I wanted them to be a little bit fun, so they're sort of a little bit off center. But you could choose if you wanted more of the girl's face and body, or I really liked the Christmas tree, so that was my main focus for stamping her down. So there we go. This stamps so much better with the new Memento ink pad. I wish I'd bought one earlier. No, it was something else. Yeah, it was. That's all right. Hi Crystal, welcome. Love that folder. Yes, Marion. I think you can't go wrong with embossing folders. There's so many things you can do. So once again, I really want to focus on the gnome's little hat. So I'm going to stamp him there as well. But really just so he's peeking over. And then lastly, we have the little mistletoe one, and I'm going to focus more on his body. I'm also going to stick him off to the side. So you could choose any way you would like to stamp them down. So while we have that ink out, let's get that sentiment, and the sentiment says a little Christmas wish. The only one that's not inked up yet. No, that's not it. This one here. So just lining that up. And this is the classic label punch as well. Okay, so let's start colouring in. Once again, shaded spruce, cherry cobbler. I've got Daffodil Delight for his little bell here, and also the top of the tree, the star on top of the tree, I mean. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one first. Smoky Slate for his beard and moustache. So I'm doing very simple colouring, but you could definitely do a little bit more effort in there. So we went with the cherry cobbler last time with this little guy, so I'm going to go in with shaded spruce for his little cloak. I think these look really cute with nice bright happy colours as well. And just over his, he looks like a little bit of a leprechaun. Mistletoe there. And also his hat. Petal pink for his face. You could also use the ivory stamping blend, that would work as well. And I'll do his little hands, little feet. And then we're going to use the light and dark cherry cobbler for the ornament. It's really quite hard using the brush tip to colour small objects in. So there's one done. Moving on to the little girl, we're just going to do the baubles in cherry cobbler. What do you think, light or dark for the shaded spruce? I'm going to do her hair in crumb cake. I've got my ivory here somewhere as well, so I'm going to do her face in ivory, which is the skin colour. She's got a nice little tan going on. Light or dark for the shaded spruce for the tree? What do you think? I think I've done the dark for this one. let me know. I'll move on to this one. We're going to do the dark for the hat. Petal pink for his hands and his face. And back with the smoky slate for the beard. Light, everyone's saying light, I think. So cute. All right, so light for the Christmas tree. Yep, I definitely did the dark. So this is cute. So we're going to pop all these ones up with some dimensionals. You could probably get away with using just a couple. But you know me, I don't like anything to fall apart, so we're doing a good job. Okay, so we can pop these ones down. And I better line them up just quickly to make sure I get a good spacing here. I find if I just go ahead and put them down, I don't get it very well spaced. Yep. So hopefully I haven't upset anyone's dinner plans for tonight. We'll be finished in just a second, so if anyone's hungry. We're having a barbecue tonight, so I'm excited. I made a potato bake before, and we're eating outside in our screen room, so that's always exciting. That's one thing I do enjoy about summer is eating outside in our screen room. Just try and move this one over just a little if I can. Marion's is ready, it's not a problem. Excellent. Okay, so we have 2 bits of ribbon. This is the ribbon from the Forever Greenery trim combo, which is also with the gold trim, which is my favourite. I'm going to use some tear and tape just to keep that down. So I'm going to run a little bit of tear and tape across my card base. You're not really going to be able to see it, so like that. And then I have a piece of linen thread here that we're going to pop all the way around the card. So there's heaps to go around a couple of times. And we're going to tie a little bow just here at the front. I'll make sure I've got my position a little bit better than that, so let's bring it over just slightly. I always find it easier to tie a knot first. My backing's everywhere, hang on. So So let's tie a little bow. So there's heaps of thread there. We can take off that ends, but still have a nice little tail. So our sentiment, a little Christmas wish, we're just going to use some liquid adhesive on that, but we're popping up that punched piece. And this looks really pretty because it has the embossed background on that cherry cobbler piece. Don't know how well that picks up. There you go, which is really beautiful. So I'm going to stick a couple of dimensionals down. Popping that sentiment down. And then we're going to pop this up onto our card base as well. So let's bring our dimensionals in to do that. Jeanette said she had a backing stuck on her top when she was out shopping today. It's amazing where they turn up. Our German Shepherd seems to always have one on her, whether it's on her tail or just on her back. She likes to come down to the craft room and lie down every now and again, and she just seems to, they always just attract to her fur. So that's always funny. So lining that up. So did you notice it, Jeanette, or did someone else notice it on you? Marion's had one on her butt. So that's the third one. So let me just quickly tidy up and then we'll bring the 3 cards in again. I'll just get rid of all these backings, otherwise I'll be picking them up forever. Oh, I found that little sequin too. I knew I'd find it after that. Okay. So they really are just quick, easy cards. A little bit of colouring, but they're really, really quite easy. Sylvia says, I have them stuck to both the dog and cat. Oh, thanks, Jeanette. The sparkles. John noticed it. Oh, that's okay. Crafters would understand. Yes, so really, really great cards. So I'll have the PDF piece on the description in the YouTube channel tomorrow once it's uploaded, if you would like the dimensions of the card, so these ones here, and a little bit more information as well. Excellent. Does anyone have any questions? Don't forget that if you're interested in doing these sorts of classes, to sign up to my newsletter. I'll be doing these classes starting January with the new mini catalogue, so that's super exciting. But all the information will go through on my newsletter, so if you're interested, please pop on over to my blog and sign up for my newsletter over there. And the great thing is, when you sign up, you can sign up for my blog posts in the mail as well. So every time I do a card and I do a blog post, you will get that in your email as well, and it just gives you all the video, all the instructions, lots more photos and stuff like that as well. So if you've enjoyed tonight, and I hope you have, I would love it if you shared this video, let your crafty friends know. Don't forget to hit subscribe on my YouTube channel as well. That would be fantastic. I'm sort of looking more around the 800 subscribers by the end of the year, and I still think that that's doable, so fingers crossed for me. Okay, everyone, I'll be back tomorrow night for my normal Facebook Live. I've got 2 projects tomorrow night. One is a 3D project and one's a card, so that's exciting. We're using the same DSP that we've used on tonight's cards as well. So if you need some inspiration on, what was it? 'Tis the season. I was just about to say 'tis the night again. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right, everyone, bye.